One of the things that Smash Ultimate is best known for is its extremely large character roster, boasting almost 90 characters. Among these characters are the extremely recognizable cast of Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, and Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem representation in Smash has always been interesting to say the least. It all started in Melee when 2 characters were featured and literally no one who wasn't Japanese knew who they were. Then Brawl came along and the red-haired Marth clone was scrapped and replaced with another blue-haired dude with a bigger sword. Then Smash 4 decided to double the amount of Fire Emblem characters, one of which was actually creative and one of which was just another Marth clone. Fun fact, Lucina was actually supposed to be an alternate costume for Marth, much like how Alph is to Olimar, but was separated so she could have Marth's gameplay without the tipper, which makes absolutely no sense. Why not just remove Marth's tippers as a whole so that Lucina could stay a costume? If Ultimate's anything to go by, literally nobody likes the tippers, and people see Marth as a worse character than Lucina because of it. Regardless, 4 Fire Emblem characters seemed pretty fine, and then suddenly out of the 7 DLC characters that people were excited to give Nintendo their money for, they decided to make not 1, but 2 of them Fire Emblem characters, including bringing back Roy, who is decloned to an extent but is still obviously based on Marth, and Corrin? Like, he's unique gameplay-wise, but who the heck wanted this character? And then all 6 of them returned in Ultimate, and yet another one was added, with Chrom being Roy's Echo Fighter. Yeah, a clone of a clone! We're going into the big leagues right now. Come to think of it, have Chrom and Roy ever interacted with each other in any actual Fire Emblem games? Because I can't seem to find any. And he does the Lucina thing where he lacks the sweet spots and also has a worse version of Ike's up B for some reason. Like, okay, so now he's just everyone's Echo Fighter? At this point he might as well have also been a Marth costume like Lucina was supposed to. With Fire Emblem having 7 whole characters at this point, which is already more than other series that actually deserve this many characters like Zelda, we thought we were finally out of the hole with Fire Emblem characters. So then we started hyping ourselves up for the stacked lineup of DLC characters. The first 4 characters were all new third-party additions that allowed their series to see the light of day for the first time, including Persona, Dragon Quest, Banjo-Kazooie, and Fatal Fury. So surely the last slot has to follow suit of that as well, right? Would it be Crash? Or Dante? Or Travis Touchdown? No, it was another Fire Emblem character. Now granted, Byleth is probably the first unique Fire Emblem character gameplay-wise in like forever, but have you ever seen anyone say, wow, Smash Ultimate has 8 Fire Emblem characters that all definitely deserve to be in? If this pattern continues, Fire Emblem is probably going to get more characters than freaking Mario, for crying out loud. However, with the relatively recent release of Fire Emblem Engage, I started getting an idea of how the next Smash game, that is if it ever exists, could fix the issue of having too many Fire Emblem characters, and I decided to share that with you guys today. Just keep in mind though, I don't own any Fire Emblem games and I know next to nothing about the series, so if I mention something that isn't correct in the video, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there making me feel like an idiot, make sure you click on the like button for this video as well as that big red button to subscribe to my channel. But anyway, let's get into the video. So how will I be fixing the issue of having too many Fire Emblem characters? Well, the solution is more simple than you may think. The most recent installment of the Fire Emblem series, Fire Emblem Engage, came out on January 20th, 2023 for the Nintendo Switch. And just like every other game, it features a brand new protagonist named Alear, whose hairstyle gives me the impression that Nintendo was sponsored by Colgate while making this game. And much like Robin, Corrin, and Byleth before them, you're able to make Alear either male or female. The main gimmick of this game, however, is the emblems. In this game, you are able to summon ghostly versions of previous Fire Emblem characters in order to use their moves in battle. So, theoretically speaking, if we wanted to translate this mechanic into the next Smash game, the way we could do that is for the roster to have only one Fire Emblem character, that being Alear, and Alear would have 7 different emblems to choose from, those being Marth, Roy, Ike, Robin, Chrom, Corrin, and Byleth. The male Alear will be the default one, but the female one will also be a costume in which the Marth emblem will change into Lucina, Ike will switch from his Path of Radiance design to Radiant Dawn, and Robin, Corrin, and Byleth will switch to their female counterparts, but these are purely aesthetic changes. When selecting Alear, you would press a button to choose between different emblems, and the one you choose is the one you use for the whole match, without the ability to switch between them like you can with Pokemon Trainer or Pyramithra. Now, how would this work gameplay-wise? Would Alear be a 7-in-1 character where every emblem has a completely different moveset? No. By default, you would control Alear himself, and his non-special moveset would be based on like half of the Fire Emblem character. It would be based on Marth and Lucina's moveset, or more specifically Lucina's with the lack of tippers. However, when using smash attacks or special moves, Alear will step into the background and the Emblem character will pop out and do their respective attack from previous Smash games. Originally I had it so each emblem would only change Alear's specials, but I decided to add smash attacks as well so that A, each emblem could have more representation, B, Robin can still have his 11 sword mechanic, and C, Byleth can better exaggerate his whole one weapon per direction thing. Now of course, since Chrom is a Roy clone, he would have new smash attacks and special moves in this game to make them distinct, essentially making him the Fire Emblem newcomer in that regard, but you get the idea. Each emblem also has a different Final Smash, which is based on their original Final Smash from Ultimate. Although for the sake of equality, Corrin and Violet's would probably be modified so that way they're not cutscenes, and instead happen in normal gameplay like the others. Like have Corrin just transform into the dragon on the spot and fire a whirlpool diagonally up, and have Violet toss out his super ultra whip whatever forward just like that, without Sothis and the unnecessary camera angles. Apart from that, the emblem character will also appear during Alear's taunts. Alear themselves will not taunt, but instead they will step into the background while the character appears and does the taunt. As for their victory screens, Alear pairs up with whoever he chose as the emblem, much like how Pokemon Trainer has different animations with his Pokemon, and Rex has different animations with Pyra and Mythra. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, this video was pretty much nothing more than a shower thought, but I do think this would be a great way to fix Fire Emblem's over-representation issue, as well as implement Fire Emblem Engage's central mechanic with the emblems. And by doing this, this would allow for more slots for more characters from other series. Give our boy Waluigi a chance, please. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this are, and also let me know what you guys' personal interpretation on this situation would be. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got to say. So with that all said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.